Hello class 10 students, how are you guys doing? I welcome you to the platform of Infinity Vision. As you already know that you are in class 10th, which is one of the most important academic year of anybody's life. There are basically three reasons for that. Number one, your board examination. Number two, you have to pick the right subject for your class 11th and hence. Number three, National Talent Search Examination, your first public examination. When I talk about board examination, the performance of board examination becomes a very important part of your life because the scorecard gets stuck in your resume. So wherever you are going to go, people are going to look at your resume and there they are going to look at your class 10th scorecard section. You don't want to look bad, so you have to have a good scorecard there. So that becomes a pressure point for you, that why you need to perform really good in class 10th exams. Number two, which I talked about, is the stream selection. That also becomes a big challenge for class 10th students because they really don't know which subjects they really need to choose, because they never contemplate and they never exercise the choice the way they want to. What they do, what they end up picking the subjects which other students are picking, or just for the sake of superficial reputation that okay, I need to pick that subject, otherwise people would look down at me if I take something other than this. So these many parameters make you really hazy and makes you commit to the wrong choices. So when you have to exercise the right subject, few things you have to keep in mind. First, you need to know your interest. Second, you need to know your long-term vision. Where do you see yourself 10 years hence, and which stream is going to support you for that. Number three, you need to know your strong areas. You need to know your weak areas. When you have a strong contemplation over these four parameters, you would end up picking the right subject which you want to pursue. So always keep a deep breath and try to analyze correctly that what is your interest area, what are your weakness and strong areas, what are your weak areas and strong areas, and what is your long-term vision, what you really want to become. And if that vision, that there is a clarity in your vision, then you will always exercise the right choice, and that will really enhance you in going into the right direction. Third, National Talent Search Examination. This is India's most reputed, I would say, or you can say one of the most reputed scholarship examination conducted by Government of India. So if you are an NTSE scholar, which means you are a national asset of the country. Apart from the pride it brings, this is going to be the first public examination where students across the country, when I say across the country, students from every corner of the country, right from Kanyakumari to Jammu Kashmir, right from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, every class 10 students appear in this examination called National Talent Search Examination. Who are these students? These are your future competitors. So after class 10th, whichever stream you choose, whichever profession you choose, wherever you are going to compete, you will always find competitors who would be appearing in this examination. So this is a right time to really see where do you stand and how your competitors are. The third thing which this exam will give you, that the experience. If you really do good in this examination, if you really prepare that, then the fear of this competitive exams goes off. When the fear goes off, you know that competitive exam is something which can easily be conquered, and competitive exam is something which you need now or in future or in very soon. You are going to face this competitive exam, so you cannot skip these examination just for the sake that I am not meant for competitive exam, because definitely it at one or the other stage you will be appearing in one of the competitive exams, and these students would be your competitors whom you are going to compete. So the fear of competitive exams need to be killed, and National Talent Search Examination preparation gives you the right platform. Now talking about your board examination, as you know that the scorecard of board examination plays a very, very major role, and everyone wants to have a whooping 95%. Everyone wants to see that, and everyone wants a perfect score in maths and science. Perfect score means 100%. Now, talking about maths, what I can see, if you look into the weightage of mathematics, I have segregated your mathematics curriculum and syllabus for class 10 board examination into blocks. So one block is like trigonometry and its application. The other block is algebra. Then you have another block of geometry. Then you have another block of mensuration. Then you have another block of statistics and number system. If you see your curriculum in these blocks, trigonometry and its application becomes one of the important and one of the most important block as far as weightage of CBSE exam is concerned. 15% of marks come from trigonometry and its application. When I say trigonometry and its application, basically there are two chapters. One is trigonometry and the second is height and distance, which together means trigonometry and its application. Looking on that appetite, I have created this one complete CBSE course on trigonometry and its application. We will have similar small courses of geometry, of mensuration, of statistics, which I have mentioned. That is how we have segregated the whole class 10th CBSE curriculum. Now, why if you talk about trigonometry and its application, what is there in this course? That is what. Let me first tell you the problems which most of the students in class 10 face. When they really go into the mathematics curriculum, they really get confused that which books they need to consult. They really get confused that whether they should go for NCERT exemplar, or some private publications like R.S. Agarwal and R.D. Sharma. Which books they should consult for theory, which books they should consult for problem solving, which books they should consult for extra problem solving, right? So that really tires all the aspirants, all the candidates of board examination, that okay, it becomes a huge task that okay, you have to consult for theory a certain book, and for problem solving certain book, and you don't know how many number of questions, so you end up doing so many questions, which results in loss of energy, and you really lose interest in mathematics, and suddenly your performance goes down. For looking into that problem, what I did, I created a course, that's trigonometry and its application, a one-stop solution, where you will get all the theory in a very fun and interactive way, where whatever you are going to see, that is going to get stuck in your head. So theory is something which you are going to love, and you don't have to consult any book. If you are here, if you arrive to this course, your search ends here. Now you don't have to waste your energy looking for alternative or looking for books. This is something like a complete comprehensive course on trigonometry and its application. Similar courses would be on different blocks which I have mentioned. Now let me tell you what these how it's going to solve your problem. This course will give you all the theory in a more interactive, in a more infographic fashion. Two things you would be given. One, the lecture, where I'll be taking the video lecture and you will be getting all the slides there. At the same time, you will be getting the same lecture material in your attached with the video file as well, right? So what you got one theory in one space. Along with that, you got a personalized lecture notes. So you don't have to go and see what's there in NCERT book, what's there in R.D. Sharma, what's there in R.S. Agarwal. The number of problems we have picked, we have maintained a right balance of quantity and quality. So we will be doing around 100 problems here on the video, and you will be getting another supplementary 100 questions. Which will be based on your CBSE pattern and NTSE pattern. So this whole module will cover 200 to 250 problems. So 200 to 250 problems will ensure that you score 15%, that you comfortably have that 15% of trigonometry, up to 15% of mathematics in the form of trigonometry really gets secured there. If you want to score 100%, you need to have this. So you don't have to go and invest your energy looking for different books and different doing many problems just mindlessly, right? Now, apart from that, since board examination is an examination where you are judged not only on your knowledge but on your presentation style as well. If you know certain question and if you have solved it correctly, your procedure is also good, then there is also a good chance that you won't be getting 100% marks in that question because of the procedure you followed, because of the presentation style. So presentation style becomes a very important part of scoring whooping 95% in board examination and getting perfect 100 in maths and science. So that is what we are going to discuss here as well, that we will tell you the answer writing skills also. We are going to tell you that every question, each and every question, how that thing needs to be solved. Apart from this, you will be getting a customized assignments for NTSE and a customized assignment for CBSE for the topic which we are going to cover. Once the course gets over, we'll also have live one-to-one doubt sessions where the subject mentors would be getting in touch with you, where you can ask all the problems which you face during the course so that you don't get really stuck in any point of this course. At the same time, even in future, if you are in, let's say, in November, December, in the month of November, December, you need to revise trigonometry, or you're feeling stuck, you can fall back to the course and you can actually revise, because it's a mini course, it's a quick course where you can actually go into the lecture slides and figure out that what exactly is troubling you. So let me give you the course overview for this trigonometry and its application. So what we did is we divided this whole mini module in this this short course in few sections. If you see, let's talk about the course overview. So in course overview, we'll be talking about trigonometry and its application and answer writing skills. So we have divided this whole course in form of lectures. So lecture 1, which is going to happen today also. Lecture 1, what we are going to cover in lecture 1. In lecture 1, we are going to talk about introduction, that what is trigonometry, why do we study this trigonometry. Apart from introduction, we'll be talking about definitions, which is the foundation for this chapter. So if your foundation is clear, you can move ahead with this. After that, we are going to talk about Pythagorean relation, and then we are going to do problem solving. In lecture 1, apart from this, you will be getting the assignment styled on the basis of CBSE pattern, and another assignment styled on the basis of NTSE pattern. In lecture 2, you will start with the revision part, what you did in lecture 1. After that, we will be doing how to find the trigonometric ratios of 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 0 degree and 90 degree, and then we'll be engaging in problem solving, where we will learn the answer writing skills which need to be done for your board examination. Lecture 3, we'll be talking about complementary angle, the trigonometric ratio of complementary angle. Then we'll be doing problem solving related to that topic. Then we'll be doing trigonometric identities, and we'll be doing some problem solving based on trigonometric identities. Same way in lecture 2, lecture 3, you would be getting the assignment in the form of NTSE version, in the format of CBSE version, and both the format we will be getting, so that you get master over the topics which we covered in those lectures. In lecture 4, we'll be talking about elimination of trig ratios. You will be getting expressions where you need to eliminate those trigonometric ratio from those expression. That is something which you're going to learn through problem solving. And then the most important, the application of trigonometry, that is height and distance, which you know. We'll be doing the theoretical, which is a very small theory, and then we'll be doing the problem solving. In lecture 5, we'll be doing the quick revision and lot of problem solving. We'll discuss also CBSE past year questions and NTSE past year questions. So this is what your course is all about. And then what you will be getting additional bonus, then you will be getting some bonus problems. After that, topic wise assignments, then you have mock test CBSE pattern, then you have mock test NTSE pattern, then you have live doubt sessions. So this is what we have covered in this whole course. So this is what you are going to cover. Now when I talk about trigonometry, I talked about on the perspective of your board examination only. But when you talk about trigonometry not from the perspective of board examination but of the perspective of its importance, then trigonometry chapter is one of the most important chapter of mathematics. not only for class 10th, but it is going to serve as a foundational for your class 11th and 12th. So in class 11th and 12th, whether you are taking science, whether you're taking maths, even if you're taking humanities or commerce, they have come up with the applied mathematics. So you cannot just get away without trigonometry. So you need to have the strong foundation for trigonometry. And if you're looking for a competitive exams like PRMO or KVPY next year, so you need an NTSE as well. NTSE also covers ask a lot of questions from trigonometry and its identities and its application, right? So you have to know that this chapter is important for your board examination. This chapter is important for your future stream of subjects you're looking for. This chapter is very foundational for your competitive exams as well, right? So you have to understand the importance of this trigonometry chapter. So in lecture 1, we'll be talking about the introduction, definitions, then Pythagorean relation, and then problem solving. So it's a very short lecture, don't worry. So let's begin the lecture. Let's get started. Now, as you know, trigonometry, it is comprised of two words, trigonon and metron. Now, trigon and metron are the Greek words. Trigonon means triangles and metron means measure. So it's a branch of mathematics which studies the relationship between the sides of a triangle and the angle of a triangle. So there is a relationship between the angles and sides. You have been studying triangle chapter, similar triangle chapter. You have been hearing the relation between angle, the proportionality relation between angle and sides. Same way trigonometry gets deep into it and expresses a more intimate relation between angle and the sides. So let's see what the relation is. So we'll be starting with trigonometry ratio. Trigonometric ratios are the ratios between edges of a right triangle. These ratios are given by the following trigonometric function of the known angle A. So when you have to find the trigonometric ratio, you need an angle on which you are finding the trigonometric ratio, and that ratio is basically ratios between the sides of a triangle. So we'll be talking in detail. So let's have a little patience. As you can see in the green board, there is like a right triangle whose one side is A, the other side is of length B, and the longest side is C. The longest side has a term called hypotenuse. The side opposite to 90 degree, that is the longest side, that is called hypotenuse. Now you see the angle A there, right? On the one angle has been marked as angle A. Now that angle can be called as base angle, and you see the side opposite to A is written with a small a. We are going to call it opposite, and the side adjacent to A, angle A, side adjacent to angle A. Hypotenuse is also adjacent, but we have already mentioned it as hypotenuse because that's the longest. So there is no confusion between the longest side, but definitely the people gets confused about the legs of a right angle triangle. So opposite and adjacent are basically the legs of a right angle triangle, but you can say angle A, the adjacent side, the adjacent leg of angle A can be called as adjacent, and the side opposite to angle A can be called as opposite, right? So opposite equals A and adjacent equals B and hypotenuse equals C. Left hand side, you can see an equation given, A square plus B square equals C square. It's a very famous equation. You have already finished in class in your triangle class. That is Pythagoras theorem. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the term Pythagoras theorem. We have talked a lot about Pythagoras theorem in our previous classes. We have also proved Pythagoras theorem in two ways. One, geometrically from using the concept of triangle, similar triangles, and we also proved using the concept of algebraic identity, that is A plus B whole square. So let's try to first find all, since I have already told you that trigonometric ratios are the ratio of the sides of a triangle with respect to the angle. So when I see this, what could be see if I say this is the angle A, right? If you look at here, it is angle A. Now side opposite to angle A is called opposite, and side adjacent to angle A is going to call adjacent, and the longest side is going to be called hypotenuse. Now what all possible ratios we can have? I would like to let you think in terms of, let's say you have a triangular series between India, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, right? If you have a triangular series between India, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, now tell me how many league matches you are supposed to make so that each team plays with each other. So you can say India versus Pakistan, then you can have India versus Sri Lanka, then you have Pakistan versus Sri Lanka. So you can have three matches, right? India versus Pakistan, India versus Sri Lanka, Pakistan versus Sri Lanka. So you can have three matches. At the same time, let's say I change the game, like, okay, in one match, one of the team has to bat first, and in the second match, the other team has to bat first. So I remove the concept of tossing, of tossing in before the beginning. So मैंने क्या किया, मैंने आपको मेक श्योर कर दिया कि एक मैच में इंडिया पाकिस्तान में इंडिया पहले खेलेगा, फिर पाकिस्तान खेलेगा, और दूसरे मैच में इंडिया पाकिस्तान में पाकिस्तान पहले बैटिंग करेगा, फिर इंडिया मैच बैटिंग करेगा. तो ऐसे करके कितने मैचेस हो जाएंगे? एक होगा इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान, तो दूसरा होगा पाकिस्तान वर्सेस इंडिया. एक होगा इंडिया वर्सेस श्रीलंका, तो दूसरा होगा श्रीलंका वर्सेस इंडिया. एक होगा पाकिस्तान वर्सेस श्रीलंका, तो दूसरा होगा श्रीलंका वर्सेस पाकिस्तान. तो ऐसे कितने मैच होंगे? 6 मैचेस. बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से आप देखोगे तो आप क्या कह सकते हो, एक होगा अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. एक रेशियो क्या होगा? अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. एक रेशियो क्या होगा? एक रेशियो होगा एडजेसेंट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. और क्या पॉसिबिलिटी होगी? एक पॉसिबिलिटी होगी अपोजिट अपॉन एडजेसेंट. और एक पॉसिबिलिटी क्या, अब क्या होगा? ये 3 पॉसिबिलिटीज हो गए. अब उल्टा कर दो, हाइट हाइपोटेन्यूज अपॉन अपोजिट. अब ए अपॉन एच का उल्टा कर दो तो हाइपोटेन्यूज अपॉन एडजेसेंट, राइट. और एडजेसेंट अपॉन अपोजिट को क्या कर दोगे? आप लिख सकते हो एडजेसेंट अपॉन अपोजिट. सो दीज आर 6 पॉसिबल्स, जिसको अगर आप उसमें लिखना चाहोगे, लेट्स से आप लेटर्स के फॉर्म में लिखना चाहोगे, तो अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज को आप क्या लिख सकते हो? ए अपॉन सी. दिस इज ए, दिस इज सी. एडजेसेंट अपॉन हाइट क्या, हाइपोटेन्यूज क्या होगा? बी अपॉन सी. अपोजिट अपॉन एडजेसेंट क्या होगा? ए अपॉन बी. हाइपोटेन्यूज अपॉन अपोजिट क्या होगा? सी अपॉन ए. हाइपोटेन्यूज अपॉन एडजेसेंट क्या होगा? सी अपॉन बी. और एडजेसेंट अपॉन अपोजिट क्या होगा? बी अपॉन ए. सो दीज 6 ratios you are going to, these are the 6 possible trigonometric ratios you can have. So now what's the time? The time is to name them. Let's try to name them. So the first ratio we talked about is opposite upon hypotenuse. So if this is the angle A, this is opposite and this is hypotenuse. So opposite upon hypotenuse, we are going to call it as sine A. We are going to call it as sine A. So whenever someone says what is sine A, you are going to say it's the sine of angle A is basically the ratio of side opposite to angle A and hypotenuse of the triangle, right? तो ये सारे right angle triangle के लिए true होते हैं. right angle triangle में अगर आपसे कोई पूछता है sin A, तो आप बोलोगे the ratio of opposite upon hypotenuse. What are opposite? Side opposite to angle A is going to be called as opposite side, and the longest side is going to be hypotenuse. Opposite also sometimes called as altitude or perpendicular or height, and adjacent sometimes called as base. So whatever you are going to say, you are always going to say with the reference A. So opposite upon hypotenuse is going to be called as sine A. Adjacent upon hypotenuse, adjacent upon hypotenuse, that is B upon C, that is going to be called as cos A. So opposite upon hypotenuse is going to be called as sine A, and adjacent upon opposite is going to be called as cosine A. When you will finish this module, when we'll be preparing for class 11th, we'll begin that why do these ratios are called sine, cosine, secant, cosecant, tangent, cotangent. We'll be talking about that also, but for a time being, you just remember it as name. So sine A is opposite upon hypotenuse, and cos A is adjacent upon hypotenuse. Similarly, opposite upon adjacent, we call this as tangent A, that is tan A. We call this as tangent A, that is tan A. Same way, hypotenuse upon opposite, that's the reciprocal of opposite upon hypotenuse, that is the reciprocal of sine A. So we are going to call this as cosecant A. What we are going to call it? A cosecant A. So the reciprocal of sine A is cosecant A. In the same way, you see hypotenuse upon adjacent, which means this is the reciprocal of cosine A, and we call this as secant A. We call it as secant A, sec A. We call it secant A, that is sec A. The last sixth one, that is adjacent upon opposite, which is the reciprocal of opposite upon adjacent, that was tangent A. तो इसका reciprocal क्या होता है? Cotangent A, cot A. So this 6 ratios you need to keep in mind, the name and all. If you know these 6 names and the definition, you will not, I can assure you that you will not have any problem advancing this course and mastering this course and getting 100% score in your mathematics class exam. So there is a mnemonic to remember this. Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. Now you see one hippie on the left, the other hippie on the right in a car. So you can remember that some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. What does it mean? Some old hippie. S stands for sine A equals opposite upon hypotenuse. So some old hippie means sine A equals opposite upon hypotenuse. Caught another hippie, which means cos A equals adjacent upon hypotenuse. As you can see, caught another hippie is CAH. C stands for cosine, A and H. A stands for adjacent and H stands for hypotenuse. Tripping on acid, that means tan A equals opposite upon adjacent. So I'm sure this mnemonic will definitely help you remember these ratios. But if you are getting too much getting into problem solving, you will be able to remember that anyhow, right? That is what is the funny thing about memory, that if you do something repeatedly, that really becomes a natural memory, right? You don't have to really put you really have to put effort here to remember things. Now let's reciprocate it. As I was telling you that the reciprocal of sine A was cosecant A, the reciprocal of cosine A was secant A, and the reciprocal of tangent A was cotangent A. So I have just reciprocated it. So you know the definition. Cosec A is hypotenuse upon opposite, secant A is hypotenuse upon adjacent, and cotangent A is adjacent upon opposite. You can keep these slides. Remember that. You will also get the slides in your attached file. So let's reciprocate it. So you know cosecant A is reciprocal of sine A. So you can say cosecant A is equal to 1 upon sine A. Secant A equals 1 upon cosine A, and cotangent A equals 1 upon tangent A. So you know these are the reciprocals. Now quotient relations, as you know, sine A is, what do you know about sine A? Sine A is basically opposite upon hypotenuse. This is your sine A, and cos A is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So if you try to take the ratio of sine A and cos A, what you will get? You will get opposite upon hypotenuse divided by adjacent upon hypotenuse. So this hypotenuse and hypotenuse gets cancelled. You are just left with opposite upon adjacent. What is opposite upon adjacent? That is tan A. So that is a quotient relation. So you can remember this. Tan A equals sine A upon cos A. As you know, cotangent A is the reciprocal of tan A. So the reciprocal of sine A and cosine A would be cosine A upon sine A. That is what you can see. So these are the quotient relation which you need to keep in mind. So these are something which is becoming a natural part of your life now, mathematical life now. Now there is this Pythagorean relation. I'm sure you already know what are Pythagoras theorem. If you can see, this is like a gold triangle, which you can see this gold triangle is a right angle triangle. Right angle definitely at this. So you can say this is your this side, you can call this as a hypotenuse. This side can be called, if you taking this angle as your reference angle, so this angle can be called as, this side can be called as adjacent, and this side can be called as opposite, right? This is how you can see it. And you can say, okay, let's call this as angle A, whatever you want to say, angle X, angle Y, whatever you think. So what you can see that Pythagoras theorem states that in a right angle, the square made on the legs and the square made on the hypotenuse, if you add the squares made on the legs, you will get the square equal to the area of the square made on the hypotenuse. So you can say this is a square, you can say this is b square, and this is c square. So you can say a square plus b square equals c square. This is what you know already, so it's just an easy thing to keep in mind. Now when I talk about Pythagorean relation, you see that a square plus b square equals c square. What I can do is I can divide this whole thing by c square. So if I say divide it by c square, so what I did, divided by c square, I divided this whole equation by c square. Now what I get is a by c ka whole square plus b by c ka whole square, and this is 1. What is a by c? Let's say if I call this angle as angle A, this is opposite, this is adjacent, this is opposite, this is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. So I can call this as sine A ka whole square. I can call this as b by c, that is adjacent upon hypotenuse, cosine A ka whole square equals 1. So you can say sine square A. So you write sine A का whole square as साइन पे पावर 2 स्क्वायर. इसको इस तरीके से लिखते हैं, साइन ए का होल स्क्वायर को आप ऐसे लिख सकते हैं साइन स्क्वायर ए. डोंट राइट दिस वे, साइन ए का होल स्क्वायर equals sine a square. It's a wrong way. It's a wrong way to represent. It means the square of angle, but where you are doing the square of the ratio. So you are going to say sine square a plus cosine square a equals 1. This is one of the most important identity which you need to keep in mind. So sine square a plus cosine square a equals 1. Now same way if you divided it with c square, now I want you to divide it with, let's say, b square. So what you will get, a square by b square plus b square by b square equals c square by b square. Now a by b is nothing but tan a, so you can call it tan a ka whole square. B square by b square is 1. C by b is nothing but sec a, because b by c is cos a, so reciprocal of cos a is sec a. Now you know how to write this. You can write this as tan square a plus 1 is equal to secant square a. So this is the relation of tan and sec in terms of degree 2. So this is how you can call it a Pythagorean relation. So this is the second relation you got. First relation, sine square a plus cos square a equals 1. The second relation is 1 plus tan square a equals sec square a. I have divided the equation with a square, with c square. I have divided the equation with b square. Now let's divide it with a square. So when you divide with a square, you'll get a square by a square plus b square by a square equals c square by a square. So what you will get? You will get 1. What is b by a? B by a is reciprocal of a by b, and b by a is basically your cotangent. That's a reciprocal of tangent, so that you can call it cot a ka square. C by a is a reciprocal of a by c. A was your opposite side and c was your hypotenuse. Opposite upon hypotenuse was sine a. So c by a would be your cosecant a. That is the reciprocal of a. So that is the whole square. So what you will get? 1 plus cot square a equals cosecant square a. Right? This is the second relation which need to which is the third relation. So we got sine square a plus cos square a equals 1. The first Pythagorean identity we got. Second, 1 plus tan square a equals secant square a. This was the second relation we derived. And third was 1 plus cot square a equals cosecant square a. This is the third relation. All the three relations have been derived from Pythagoras theorem. That is why we call it Pythagorean relation. Okay. So that's just the chart. You can click it here and keep it as in for your memory card. That sine square a plus cosine square a equals 1. 1 plus tangent square a equals secant square, and 1 plus cotangent square a equals cosecant square a. Now let's begin our quiz time. Now let's do some problem solving so that we have a strong understanding that what we do. And remember, the way we are going to solve this problem, we are going to ensure that we do it on the way board examination is concerned. We have to learn side by side the answer writing skills. So let's say if I have to attempt first question, you have like question 1, so I'll write answer 1. I'll just begin this way, answer 1. So if tan A is equal to root 3, so I can say given tangent A equals root 3 by 1. You have to find another trigonometric ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a right angle triangle first. Let's say I have drawn this right angle triangle, and I'm going to call this as A, angle A. Now as I know, tan A is basically opposite upon hypotenuse. This is opposite, this is hypotenuse, and this is adjacent. And I know tan A is basically root 3 by 1. So what I'm going to call this opposite is going to be called as root 3. Let's call this as PQR. So PQ is opposite, that is going to be called root 3, and adjacent is 1, the QR is going to be 1. So PQ is basically going to be root 3 and QR is equal to 1, right? Now what you need to know, you need to find PR, because the moment you will get hypotenuse, then only you will be able to tell the ratios of other thing. So PQ and QR, so as you know, Pythagoras theorem, by Pythagoras theorem, this is what you have to do. You have to write by Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem क्या कहता है? PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square, which means PQ is root 3 का whole square, QR is 1 का whole square equals PR square, right? So I'll just take the thing into the next page. So what you can do is root 3 का square plus 1 का square is equal to PR का square. Your PR is nothing but your hypotenuse. So root 3 का square is 3 plus 1, that is PR का whole square. So PR would be equal to 2 plus 2, because minus 2 आपका side length नहीं हो सकता है. So what you can say that the hypotenuse is 2. Now if someone asks you sine A is going to be opposite upon hypotenuse. Opposite is PQ, so PQ upon PR. Opposite is going to be PQ upon PR, so you're going to call it root 3 by 2. Same way cosine A, you are going to call it adjacent upon hypotenuse. So you're going to call this adjacent is, you can see what is the adjacent, QR is the adjacent, so you can say QR upon PR. So you can call this as 1, QR is 1 and PR is 2. So you can call it cosine A is half. Similarly, tan A already आपको दे रखा है, that is root 3. Tan A का reciprocal क्या होता है? Cot A. So cot A is going to be 1 by root 3. Similarly, cosec A is 1 by sin A, which means sin A क्या है? Root 3 by 2. So this is going to be 2 by root 3. Secant A is going to be 1 upon cosine A, which is 2. So this is how you are going to say your answer. So this is how you are going to write your answer in a step-by-step fashion. Question 2, if cos A equals 3 by 5, find the value of 5 cosec A minus 4 tan A sec A plus cot A. So basically they have given you information on cos A. You need to know the information on cosec A, tan A, sec A, cot A. If you know this, then you will be able to solve it. So again, we'll start with the same thing. We'll just draw a right angle triangle. Let's call this as a right angle triangle. Now let's call this as 90 degree. Let's call this as angle A. When I say cos A is equal to 3 by 5, which means this is going to be 3 and this is going to be 5, because cos A is adjacent upon hypotenuse, नाउ बाय पाइथागोरस थ्योरम, opposite square plus adjacent square is equal to hypotenuse square. अपोजिट पता नहीं है तो इसको मैं अपोजिट स्क्वायर लिख देता हूं. एडजेसेंट स्क्वायर इज 3 स्क्वायर, hypotenuse square is 5 square, which you can say opposite square equals 25 minus 9, that makes it 16. So opposite equals 4. क्योंकि -4 हम रिजेक्ट कर देंगे तो मैं यहां पे लिख दूंगा 4. अब जैसे आपको पता चल चुका है कॉस ए के बारे में रखा है इंफॉर्मेशन, आपको क्या चाहिए? कोसेक ए. कोसेक ए क्या होता है? 1 अपॉन कॉस ए. क्या होता है? 1 अपॉन कॉस ए. तो क्या हो जाएगा? 5/3. फिर उसके बाद क्या चाहिए आपको? tan ए. tan ए क्या होता है? tan ए होता है अपोजिट अपॉन एडजेसेंट. क्या हो गया? 4/3. उसी तरीके से आपको चाहिए sec ए. sec ए क्या होता है? सॉरी, यहां पे मैंने गलती कर दी. कोसेक ए इज 1 अपॉन sec ए, 1 अपॉन cos ए, 1 अपॉन sin ए. यहां पे इसको थोड़ा ठीक कर लेंगे. कोसेक ए इज 1 अपॉन sin ए, और sin ए अभी हम निकाल लेंगे. अभी sec ए पहले लिख देते हैं. sec ए क्या है? कोसेक ए पहले कर लेते हैं. कोसेक ए, sin ए क्या होता है? sin ए होता है अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. क्या होता है sin ए? अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज. तो उसका रेसिप्रोकल क्या हो जाएगा? हाइपोटेन्यूज अपॉन अपोजिट. तो क्या हो गया? 5/4. राइट? दिस इज हाइपोटेन्यूज एंड दिस इज अपोजिट. राइट? sec a is opposite of reciprocal of cos a, so that is going to be 5/3. इस टाइप की चीजों को पे ध्यान रखना होता है. एंड cot a is basically the reciprocal of tan a with 1 upon tan a. tan a आपने ऑलरेडी निकाल लिया. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 3/4. तो आप ये इंफॉर्मेशन यूज करेंगे. सो 5 cosec a minus 4 tan a अपॉन sec a प्लस cot a. तो कोसेक ए देखिए क्या है? कोसेक ए 5/4 है, तो 5 इंटू 5/4 माइनस 4 इंटू tan ए क्या है? tan ए है 4/3. sec ए क्या है? sec ए है 5/3 और cot ए क्या है? 3/4. 5/3 प्लस 3/4. अब देखिए ऊपर क्या आ गया? ऊपर आ गया 25/4 माइनस 16/3. नीचे क्या आ गया? 5/3 प्लस 3/4. ऊपर एलसीएम लिया 12, एलसीएम 12 हो गया, तो 25 इंटू 3 माइनस 16 इंटू 4 डिवाइडेड बाई 12. राइट? और इधर कर दिया 5 इंटू 4 प्लस 3 इंटू 3 क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड बाई 12, है ना? तो अब क्या हो गया? ऊपर आ गया आपके पास 20, 12 से 12 कैंसिल. 25 75 माइनस 64 इज 11. 75 minus 64 is 11 and 20 plus 9 is 29. So you can say 11/29 is the answer. So you have to go in a step-by-step fashion so that you don't do mistakes. Even if you do some little calculation mistake, you would be able to check that कहाँ पे आपने गलती की है. तो ये दो तरीके से अच्छा होता है. एक आपके कॉन्फिडेंस गेन करता है आपको, और आपका बोर्ड एग्जाम में स्कोर भी अच्छा लाता है. और कहीं पे भी गलती होती है तो आप तुरंत अपने गलतियों को रेक्टिफाई कर लेते हैं. In a triangle ABC, it is given that angle B is 90 degree and AB is to AC is 1/√2. तो सबसे पहले क्या करेंगे? हम ट्रायंगल बना लेंगे. तो ट्रायंगल जल्दी से बना लेते हैं. राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल, ये बन गया राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल. लेट्स कॉल दिस राइट एंगल एट एंगल B. तो यहाँ पे B लिख दो, यहाँ पे A लिख दो, यहाँ पे C लिख दो. राइट? अब क्या कह रहा है? एंगल B is 90 डिग्री. इसको सी लिख दो, बेटर रहेगा क्योंकि आपको देखने में आसानी रहेगी. सो लेट्स कॉल दिस एज सी एंड लेट्स कॉल दिस एज ए. तो ये क्या बन गया? ये बन गया एंगल ए. कह रहा है एंगल बी पे 90 डिग्री और ए बी इज टू ए सी इज 1/√2. ए बी इज टू ए सी क्या है? 1/√2. तो अगर मैं इसे 1 यूनिट कहूं तो ए सी क्या है? √2. ए सी क्या हो गया है? √2. अब सिंपल सी बात है, पाइथागोरस थ्योरम लगा दीजिए। पाइथागोरस थ्योरम से क्या होगा, बाई पाइथागोरस थ्योरम, by Pythagoras theorem you can say BC square plus AB square is equal to AC square, which will make BC square आपको निकालना है, AB square is 1 and this is root 2 का स्क्वायर, ये 1 का स्क्वायर, तो BC स्क्वायर क्या हो गया, BC स्क्वायर हो गया 2 minus 1 that make is 1, तो BC क्या हो गया, BC हो गया 1। तो आपने अपोजिट भी 1 निकाल दिया, सो अपोजिट इज 1, एडजेसेंट इज 1 एंड हाइपोटेनस इज रूट 2। अब आपको tan a निकालना है। अब बताइए tan a क्या होगा, tan a जैसा कि आप जानते हैं अपोजिट अपॉन एडजेसेंट दैट इज 1 अपॉन 1 विच इज गोइंग टू बी 1। सो tan a भी आपको निकल के आ गया है, सो यू जस्ट प्लगिंग tan a equals 1 in 2 tan a अपॉन 1 प्लस tan स्क्वायर a। देखिए क्या हो गया, 2 इंटू 1 अपॉन 1 प्लस 1 स्क्वायर, 2 by 2 that makes it 1, right? So that is your going to be your answer. Very easy problems, I'm sure आपको समझ में आ रहे हैं। क्वेश्चन 4 में भी कुछ नहीं करना है, you have to write tan a is equal to 4 by 3। So what you can do, you can just draw a right angle triangle, make this as 90 degree, let's call this angle as A, you can call this as 4, this as 3, by Pythagoras theorem you can call this as 5, by Pythagoras theorem, so you have to write by Pythagoras theorem, let's call this as PQR, so you can say PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square। PQ आपने 4 का स्क्वायर ले लिया, QR आपने 3 का स्क्वायर ले लिया, तो PR स्क्वायर यहां से आपने क्या निकाला, यहां से आपने निकाला PR इज इक्वल टू 5। आप ऐसे लिख दो PR स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 5 स्क्वायर, तो PR इज इक्वल टू 5। आपने इसको जैसे ये निकाला, आप साइन ए बता सकते हो, साइन ए क्या होता है, साइन ए आप इसको कर सकते हो, सिंपल सी बात है, अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज तो 4 अपॉन 5, और कॉस ए आप लिख सकते हो 3 by 5, and then you can apply 3 into 4 by 5 plus 2 into 3 by 5 upon 3 into 4 by 5 minus 2 into 3 by 5। So this is an easy calculation, you can handle it। One more way of solving it, आपको इतना ज्यादा करने की जरूरत भी नहीं थी। अगर आप इसको देखोगे 3 sin a, ऑल्टरनेटिव मेथड की बात कर रहा हूं, ऑल्टरनेटिव मेथड ये भी चलेगा, 3 sin a plus 2 cos a अपॉन 3 sin a माइनस 2 cos a। मान लीजिए ये सवाल है, आप कर सकते हो बाय डिवाइडिंग न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर बाय cos a। देखिए क्या हो जाएगा, सो 3 sin a प्लस 2 cos a को मैं cos a से डिवाइड कर दिया, सेम वे 3 sin a माइनस 2 cos a को भी मैंने क्या कर दिया, cos a से डिवाइड कर दिया। इससे क्या फायदा हुआ, देखिए ये अंदर जाएगा, ये बन जाएगा 3 tan a, क्या बन जाएगा 3 tan a, और 2 cos a का करके 2 बन जाएगा, और ये क्या बन जाएगा 3 tan a माइनस 2। अब आप देख लो tan a क्या दे रखा है, 3 tan a दे रखा है 4 प्लस 2, और 3 tan a दे रखा है 4 माइनस 2, तो क्या हो गया 6 by 2 दैट इज 3। यहां से भी 3 आंसर आया, इसको भी कैलकुलेट करोगे तो देखो क्या आ रहा है, 12 by 5 प्लस 6 by 5 18 by 5, 12 by 5 minus 6 by 5 6 by 5, 5 से 5 कैंसिल, क्या आया 3। So in both way we got the answer 3। This is like a smart way which I have given you the alternative। Let's see the question number 5। 7 sin square x plus 3 cos square x equals 4। You have to find tan x। Now before finding tan x you have to understand that 7 sin square x plus 3 cos square x equals 4 दे रखा है। आपको एक आइडेंटिटी पता है, कौन सी आइडेंटिटी पता है, साइन स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर एक्स, दैट पाइथागोरियन आइडेंटिटी का जो सबसे पहला था, दैट इज इक्वल टू 1। तो अगर मैं 7 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स को लिख दूं 4 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस 3 कॉस स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस 3 सॉरी प्लस 4 7 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स को मैं लिख दू 4 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस 3 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस 3 कॉस स्क्वायर एक्स इक्वल्स 4 है ना। मैंने 7 साइन स्क्वायर को ये लिख दिया। अब देखिए क्या हो गया, अब हो गया 4 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स अकेला और यहां पे आ गया 3 इंटू साइन स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर एक्स इक्वल्स 4 राइट। अब देखिए क्या हुआ, ये हो गया 4 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स प्लस कॉस स्क्वायर एक्स की वैल्यू 1 होती है तो ये क्या बन गया 3 इक्वल्स 4। इससे क्या पता चला, इससे हुआ 4 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स इक्वल्स 1। 4 माइनस 3 इज 1। सो आप कह सकते हो साइन स्क्वायर एक्स क्या है, साइन स्क्वायर एक्स इज 1/4। साइन स्क्वायर एक्स क्या है 1/4। तो आपके पास साइन स्क्वायर एक्स क्या आ गया है 1/4। तो आप कह सकते हो साइन एक्स क्या होगा प्लस माइनस हाफ। लेकिन आपको पता है कि साइन एक्स आप राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल में देख रहे हो जिसमें साइड्स हमेशा पॉजिटिव होते हो, तो आप क्या पिक करोगे, आप लिखोगे साइन एक्स इज इक्वल टू हाफ, क्योंकि जो एक्स है वो एक्यूट एंगल है, क्योंकि आप राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल देख रहे हो। तो राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल में एक्यूट एंगल है तो उसमें रेशियो हमेशा पॉजिटिव होगा। तो आप क्या कह सकते हो साइन एक्स इज हाफ। अगर आपके पास साइन एक्स हाफ आ गया है तो राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल बना लो, ठीक है। ये मान लो एक्स है, साइन एक्स अगर हाफ है मतलब अपोजिट 1 हो गया, एडजस्ट हाइपोटेन्यूज 2 हो गया, तो पाइथागोरस थ्योरम से ये क्या निकल के आ जाएगा 2 स्क्वायर माइनस 1 का अंडर रूट दैट इज 4 माइनस 3, तो ये क्या बन जाएगा √3। क्या बन जाएगा ये √3। सो tan x क्या हो जाएगा, tan x हो जाएगा अपोजिट अपॉन एडजेसेंट दैट इज 1/√3 आंसर। ठीक है बच्चा, आगे बढ़ते हैं। क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, इन ट्रायंगल एबीसी राइट एंगल एट बी, AB इक्वल्स 5 सेंटीमीटर एंड BC इक्वल्स 12 सेंटीमीटर, फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ साइन A, sec A, sin C एंड sec C। ठीक है, ओके। सो देखिए क्या है, ट्रायंगल एबीसी है, राइट एंगल एट बी है, तो ये देखिए क्या हो गया, ये राइट एंगल एट बी हो गया, तो ये बी हो गया। लेट्स कॉल दिस एज ए, लेट्स कॉल दिस एज सी। सो दिस इज एंगल ए एंड दिस इज एंगल सी। AB इज 5 सेंटीमीटर, AB क्या दे रखा है 5 सेंटीमीटर। BC इज 12 सेंटीमीटर, BC क्या रखा है 12 सेंटीमीटर। फाइंड द वैल्यूज ऑफ साइन A, sec A, sin C एंड sec C। ओके, पाइथागोरस थ्योरम, बाय पाइथागोरस थ्योरम क्या होगा, BC स्क्वायर प्लस AB स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू AC स्क्वायर। BC इज 12 सेंटीमीटर का होल स्क्वायर, AB इज 5 सेंटीमीटर का होल स्क्वायर, सो AC स्क्वायर। देखिए क्या हो गया, AC स्क्वायर इक्वल्स 144 plus 25 that makes it 169. So AC is basically 13 सेंटीमीटर। क्या आ गया, AC आ गया 13 सेंटीमीटर। अब इस नॉलेज को साथ में लेके नेक्स्ट पेज पे चलते हैं। अब देखिए क्या चाहिए आपको, आपको चाहिए साइन ए। अगर एंगल ए ये है तो साइन ए का अपोजिट क्या हुआ 12 और हाइपोटेन्यूज क्या हुआ 13, सो 12/13। साइन ए क्या हो गया 12/13। सेक ए इज बेसिकली रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ कोसाइन ए, और कोसाइन ए क्या होता है एडजेसेंट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज, एडजेसेंट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज दैट इज 5/13, और उसका रेसिप्रोकल क्या हो जाएगा 13/5 राइट। क्योंकि साइन ए क्या होता है अपोजिट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज, सेक ए क्या होता है हाइपोटेन्यूज अपॉन एडजेसेंट राइट। अब आ जाइए साइन सी में। अब देखिए सी अगर ये एंगल है तो सी के अपोजिट ये हुआ, अपोजिट टू सी अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज। अपोजिट टू सी क्या है 5, दिस इज द अपोजिट टू सी 5, हाइपोटेन्यूज क्या है 13 राइट। अगर मैं इसकी बात करूं तो ये किसका रेसिप्रोकल है 1/13, cos c का। अब cos c का एडजेसेंट क्या हुआ 12, c का एडजेसेंट क्या हुआ 12, हाइपोटेन्यूज क्या हुआ 13, तो 12/13 का रेसिप्रोकल क्या होगा 13/12। सो दिस इज योर आंसर। थोड़ा सा आपको स्मार्टली फॉलो करना है, यू विल बी एबल टू सी। आइए क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 देखते हैं। इन अ ट्रायंगल एबीसी एंगल सी इज 90 degrees and tan A is 1 upon root 3. You have to find sin A cos B plus sin A plus cos A sin B. Then you have to find cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So it's an interesting problem. फिर से वही चीज है, let's draw a right angle triangle. हमने right angle triangle draw कर लिया है, इसे 90 डिग्री बना के इसे एंगल C कह दिया है। tan A is 1 by root 3, तो इसे मैंने A कह दिया है, इसे मैंने B कह दिया है। This is angle A and this is angle B, right? tan A 1 by root 3 है, तो ये इसको 1 कह दो, इसको root 3 कह दो। By Pythagoras theorem, AB would be under root 1 square plus root 3 square, that makes it root 4, that makes it 2. So this is 2. Now when I talk about sin A का अपोजिट 1 है और हाइपोटेन्यूज 2 है। When I talk about cos A, 1 का एडजेसेंट रूट 3 है और हाइपोटेन्यूज 2 है। When I talk about sin B, B का अपोजिट रूट 3 है, B का अपोजिट रूट 3 है, हाइपोटेन्यूज 2 है। And when I talk about cos B, B का एडजेसेंट 1 है, so this becomes 1/2, right? Now first part, तो हमने क्या निकाल दिया, हमने निकाल दिया sin A is half cos A is root 3/2, sin B is root 3/2 and cos B as half, right? This is what we found. So cos B is half, sin B is root 3/2, sin A is half. Now applying part 1 क्या है, let's solve first part 1. part 1 में दे रखा है sin A cos B plus sin B cos A, है ना, ये आपको सॉल्व करना है। sin A क्या है हाफ, cos B क्या है हाफ, sin B क्या है रूट 3/2, cos A क्या है रूट 3/2, तो ये क्या बन गया 1/4, ये बन गया 3/4, ये क्या बन गया 1। सो दिस इज योर 1। सेकेंड प्रॉब्लम जल्दी से सॉल्व कर देते हैं। सेकेंड यहां पे कर देते हैं। cos A क्या है, cos A है रूट 3/2, cos B क्या है हाफ, cos A है रूट 3/2, cos B है हाफ, sin A क्या है हाफ और sin B क्या है रूट 3/2, राइट? क्या बन गया रूट 3/4 माइनस रूट 3/4 which makes it 0. So this is how you are going to solve. Question number 8. In a triangle ABC, angle C is 90 degree. Angle ABC is x degree. You have to find BC is 21 and AB is 29. Find the value of cos square x degree minus sin square x degree. So let's first draw the triangle. तो आपने ट्रायंगल ड्रॉ कर दिया, राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल ABC, राइट? लेट्स कॉल दिस एज 90 डिग्री. सो व्हाट यू कैन सी इज AB, राइट एंगल किस पे है, राइट एंगल C पे है. So let's call this as 90 degree, let's call this as A, this as B. Now angle ABC is x, so let's call this as, for your convenience, let's call this as A and this as B. So angle ABC is x degree, which means this is x degree, right? And BC is 21 unit, so you're going to call this as 21 unit. And AB is 29 unit, so you're going to call this as 29 unit. Find the value of cos square x and sin square x. So we need to know the opposite of x degree, that is like by Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem, we know AC would be equal to under root 29 square minus 21 square. Now when you try to do it, A square minus B square, that will become 29 plus 21 into 29 minus 21. तो ये क्या बन जाएगा 50 into 8, that makes it root 400. 400 is the square of 20, so you can say AC is basically 20. So you got your AC. Now you need to write cos x. Cos x is basically adjacent upon hypotenuse, so you're going to call it 21 upon 29. And then you are going to call sin x degree as x का अपोजिट 20 है तो 20/29. So now you need to put, so आपको पता चल चुका है cos x degree is 21/29 and sin x degree is 20/29, right? So cos square x degree minus sin square x degree will qualify as 21/29 का square minus 20/29 का square, which you can write as a square plus b square. So 21 plus 29 into 21/29 minus 20/29. So what you can get is 41/29 into 1/29. So you can say the answer is going to be 41/841. This is how you can smartly handle. Let's see the other problems. If sin A is 0.5, evaluate. Again, you know the trick now. This is like a thing. This is 90 degree. Let's call this as A. So let's call this as A. Let's call the whole thing as PQR. Now sin A is 0.5, which means sin A is half, which means sin A is half. So you can say opposite is 1, hypotenuse is 2. By Pythagoras theorem, QR would be equal to under root 2 square minus 1, that is root 3. So you're going to call it root 3. Now since cos A is adjacent upon hypotenuse, so adjacent is root 3/2. So by putting in 3 cos A minus 4 cos cube A, you just need to do 3 into cos A is root 3/2 minus 4 into root 3/2 ka whole cube, which makes it 3 root 3/2 minus 4 into 3 root 3/8. So that makes it 2. So 3 root 3/2 minus 3 root 3/2, that comes up to be 0. Easy problem. You just need to do the smart work now. Now let's do the 10th problem. This look a little complicated. In the figure triangle PQR, as you can see the figure they have already given, angle Q is 90 degree, angle P is A and angle R is B. You have to find root x plus 1 into cot B and root x cube plus x square into tan A and then cos A. As you can see, they have given x plus 2. They have given x plus 2 as hypotenuse and they give RQ as x. What is PQ? That needs to be found. What is PQ? So by Pythagoras theorem, what I can do is PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square, which makes PQ, मुझे पता करना है, so let's call this as Y. So or you can just leave it as PQ only. You can leave it as PQ only. So PQ square, what is x square? What is QR square? That is going to be x square. And what is this? X plus 2 ka whole square. So you can say PQ square is going to be x square plus 4 plus 4x minus x square. So you can say PQ square is equal to 4x plus 4. This and this will get cancelled. So you will say PQ square is 4 into x plus 1. So PQ is going to be 2 into root x plus 1. You are going to take the square root. आपको पता है square root of 4 into x plus 1 करके दिखा देता हूँ. So you can write this as square root of 4 into x plus 1. 4 बाहर आके क्या बन जाएगा? 2 root x plus 1 अंदर रह गया, right? So this is 2 into root x plus 1. Now they want you to find root x plus 1 into cot b. पहले cot b निकाल लेते हैं. As you can see, cot b is reciprocal of tan b. And what is tan b? Tan b is opposite upon adjacent. So cot b is going to be adjacent upon opposite. So if you are going to look at B में आप cot B में definitely you need adjacent upon opposite because tan B is opposite upon adjacent. तो adjacent ऊपर आ जाएगा तो B का adjacent क्या है? X. तो you can call it X upon opposite क्या है? Twice of root X plus 1. So cot B की वैल्यू आपने निकाल ली. चलिए पहले सब जो चीज से हमें चाहिए वो निकाल लेते हैं. tan A आपको पता है tan A क्या होता है, tan A होता है एडजस्ट अपोजिट अपॉन एडजेसेंट, और A का अपोजिट क्या है x, और एडजेसेंट क्या है, ये भी सेम होगा x अपॉन 2 रूट x प्लस 1। tan A और cot B दोनों बराबर होंगे, ये आप कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री एंगल में इसको और अच्छे से सीखेंगे कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ। cos A आपको पता है एडजेसेंट अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज, A का एडजेसेंट क्या है 2 रूट x प्लस 1 अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज क्या है x प्लस 2। तो आपने cot B की वैल्यू निकाल ली, tan A की वैल्यू निकाली, cos A की वैल्यू निकाली। ये पहला पार्ट क्या है, पहला पार्ट है रूट x प्लस 1 इंटू कॉट बी। कॉट बी की वैल्यू अभी हमने निकाली थी, क्या निकाली थी, रूट x प्लस 1। कॉट बी की वैल्यू क्या निकाली थी, अभी देखिए कॉट बी हमने निकाला था x अपॉन 2 इंटू रूट x प्लस 1, x अपॉन 2 इंटू रूट x प्लस 1। So you can, what you can do, you can simply slash this off, you will get x by 2. So first answer is x by 2. Let's go for the second problem. Second problem is root x cube plus x square. And what is tan A? Tan A is same story into x by 2 into root x plus 1. What I can do is यहां से मैं एक्स स्क्वायर कॉमन ले सकता हूं, ये x प्लस 1 हो गया इंटू एक्स बाई 2 रूट एक्स प्लस 1। एक्स बाहर आ जाएगा कंसिडरिंग एक्स एज ए पॉजिटिव क्वांटिटी इंटू एक्स बाई 2 रूट एक्स प्लस 1। यहां से ये कट गया, यू आर जस्ट लेफ्ट विथ एक्स स्क्वायर बाई 2, राइट। नाउ कमिंग टू द थर्ड प्रॉब्लम। थर्ड प्रॉब्लम cos A अभी हमने निकाल रखा है ऑलरेडी, cos A is twice of root x plus 1 upon x plus 2. So these, it looked complicated but it was an easy problem, I'm sure. Let's get into question number 11. If x is cosec A plus cos A and y is cosec A minus cos A, then you have to find 2 upon x plus y का whole square plus x, you have to prove that x 2 by x plus y का whole square plus x minus y upon 2 का whole square equals 1. So आपको x ऑलरेडी क्या दे रखा है, cosec A plus cos A, गौर से देखिएगा, और y क्या दे रखा है, cosec A। देखिए दोनों एक सम है और एक डिफरेंस है, ठीक है। अगर मैं दोनों को ऐड कर दूं x प्लस वाई तो क्या हो जाएगा, आपको पता है दोनों को ऐड करने से cos A कैंसिल हो जाएगा, दिस यू विल बी लेफ्ट विद 2 cosec A। और मैं दोनों को अगर सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दूं x माइनस वाई तो आप देखो क्या आएगा, 2 cos A हो जाएगा, है ना। cosec A कैंसिल कर देगा, cos A माइनस माइनस प्लस हो जाएगा, तो cos A प्लस cos A 2 cos A। अब मैं इसको प्लग इन कर देता हूं इस इक्वेशन में, तो 2 अपॉन 2 cosec A का होल स्क्वायर प्लस x माइनस वाई क्या है, 2 cos A बाई 2 का होल स्क्वायर। अब लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे काम कीजिए, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ये है, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में आपने प्लग किया तो ये क्या हो गया, 1 अपॉन cosec A का होल स्क्वायर प्लस cos A का होल स्क्वायर। आपको रेसिप्रोकल रिलेशन पता है, 1 अपॉन cosec A क्या होता है, sin A का होल स्क्वायर प्लस cos A का होल स्क्वायर। व्हाट इज sin स्क्वायर A प्लस cos स्क्वायर A, आपने पाइथागोरियन आइडेंटिटी कर रखी है, this is equals to 1 which is your right hand side, hence proved, right? So this was it looked complicated like the language, but it was a very easy problem. Let's look again. X as cot A plus cos A and y is cot A minus cos A, right? So if you took x plus y, you will get 2 cot A, right? Because cos A will get cancelled. And if you do x minus y, what you will get? You'll cot A will cancel cot A, you will be just left with 2 cos A. ठीक है, plugging it here, what you will get, x minus y that is 2 cos A, left hand side में मैंने plug कर दिया 2 cos A, and what you will get as x plus y, 2 cot A का whole square plus x minus y is 2 cos A बाई 2 का होल स्क्वायर। अगेन मैं लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे काम करता हूं, 2 से 2 कैंसिल, cos A, cot A को आपको पता है cot A इज नथिंग बट cos A अपॉन sin A, तो ये हो जाएगा cos A अपॉन sin A, और ये बन जाएगा cos स्क्वायर A। आपको पता है ये और ये कट जाएगा, sin A ऊपर चला जाएगा, ये स्क्वायर है, क्या बन गया, sin A का स्क्वायर प्लस cos स्क्वायर A, विच इज sine square A plus cos square A, which equals 1, which is your right hand side, right? So this finishes your first lecture of trigonometry, where you see that's an interesting and very easy thing. The complexity level will slowly increase. What we see that students, they don't really face problem when they look into trigonometry as far as theory is concerned. Where they get stuck is when they are facing height and distance problems, where they see a lot of words. At the same time, when you see multiple application of concept, there the students really face problem. So if you go ahead slowly with me, you would be able to finish this in just 6 hours. You will be able to master the whole trigonometry and its application part, which means 6 hours is sufficient to ensure 15% of score in your class 10th board exam. So 6-7 hours in trigonometry, 6-7 hours in algebra. Same way, imagine hardly you have 5-6 blocks. So 30-40 hours is sufficient to make you score 100% in mathematics. And if you repeat it 3 times, then that becomes 90 hours is sufficient to score 100% marks. The questions which we did today, 4-5 questions were straight from CBSE board examination. You must have seen these questions, you must have found it easy, but these questions, trust me, came in board examination and students really didn't get the complete marks. So you have to understand the examinations are easy. What we do is we don't prepare it well. So you need to have the grit of doing it, because if you talk to me that what is the most important quality skill set you need to achieve the success you are looking for, that's the grit, the quality of perseverance, doing it with a consistency. If I talk about, if you take the sample space of 1 lakh people, and if you give them a simple task of, let's say, consistently doing 30 minutes of exercise, you will see after a month or two, in out of 1 lakh, hardly 10 or 100 people would be doing that thing. 9,90,000, 99,000 people, they will leave the arena. This is the hard fact of life. So walking 30 minutes is not a difficult task. Walking consistently every day for 30 minutes is a difficult task. So this is what the message I want to give you. So let's meet again for the second lecture. You would be getting another set of exercise based on NTSC as well as CBSE pattern. So okay, students, bye bye, take care.